Hello everyone, my name's Lizette, and today I am going to be showing you what to do with some of your leftover turkey after Thanksgiving or whatever holiday meal you just had. And maybe the very next day you might not be in the mood to cook one thing, but if you feel so inspired, you want to do something with those turkey leftovers, I have a great recipe for you to use either the very next day or maybe the next day after you've done your takeout or pizza or whatever you're doing that takes you away from the kitchen. So I know these ingredients here, you're probably thinking, how could anyone possibly want to get back in the kitchen after making their big feast on the holiday? Well, we do, don't we? We have company, we have people that are hungry, and hopefully you love to cook just like I do. But even if you don't, I will do my hardest to get you to love and enjoy cooking. So for this recipe, this is a curry. So I'm making a Thai curry with our leftover turkey. And so I pulled off of actually most of this is the dark meat from turkey thigh and a little bit of the leg. I didn't cook a really big turkey, so I don't have a huge amount, but if you do, you can, make many different things with your leftovers, and one of them could be this. So you only need about 4 cups or 3 to 4 cups of turkey that's pulled off the bone. Now, if you had a vegetarian Thanksgiving and you didn't have turkey, maybe you had a roasted beautiful squash or something like that. There's so many varieties to choose from, not just of the winter squash, but just so many main dish ideas for vegetarian. You can add something like cannellini beans or chickpeas to your curry, skip the turkey altogether. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to show you what you have to do first. And I've got 2 pots going here because I am actually going to make a version with turkey and a version that's vegetarian for you. So if you see, I'm going to focus on the one pot here, but we'll get to see both. Once I'm finished, we'll get to see both of them. So let's see, I'm going to get our burner going. And you want to just turn the flame to about medium heat, or if you have an electric burner, just a medium heat. And then we're going to add a little bit of coconut oil. About a tablespoon is just enough. So I'm going to get a tablespoon of coconut oil. You can also use ghee if you'd like. We'll just get that melted in there. And I've done all the prepping ahead of time. So you only have to cut a few things, and hopefully with your leftovers, you also maybe made some squash or some yams or something like that. I have here in this pan, I have some Japanese yam and some garnet yam and a little bit of delicata squash left over from our meal. So this is going to go into the curry. So we have the coconut oil melting in our pan, and then we're going to add some shallots. So we'll get it going here, add the shallots. And then to that, we're going to also add some garlic. So just about 2 to 3 cloves is plenty. And I will be adding a recipe so that you can follow the recipe for about 4 to 6 people. And feel free to double it if you need to. And recipes like this, you could also, and I didn't do it in this one, you could add a little bit of ginger. So you can mince a little ginger to go in here. That would taste really good. And if you can find some fresh turmeric, you can mince a little bit of turmeric. All right, so we're just going to saute these very lightly until they're aromatic. They already start to smell. You can already feel the flavors, kind of sense those flavors coming through just with the coconut oil and the shallots and the garlic. All right, so I'm going to add a little pinch of salt to this, and just a tiny pinch. Okay, because we're going to have some salty elements. This is a curry, so curries typically, at least a Thai curry, has fish sauce with it. And I have this fish sauce that was recommended actually by one of my Thai cooking teachers. I've studied with her and she's amazing. Her name is Cosma. And so you can also get a good quality fish sauce from Thai Kitchen or Red Rooster. So there's some good brands out there. And with the recipe, we'll provide you some resources for where to find your ingredients. Okay, so that's sauteing just perfectly. Now I'm going to add some red pepper. So So the red pepper is new. I didn't have it in yesterday's meals. I just cut up fresh red pepper. So if you're planning on making this, you know, if you don't have it, you can use green pepper. I like yellow and orange pepper too. So we're just gonna saute that in here. You'll be surprised how quickly this comes together. Okay, let's get that on the low. All right, so now once we let that sizzle a bit, we're going to now add, let's add our coconut milk. So for the coconut milk, I have a hint for you on this one. Before you, when you open up your coconut milk, for one, you want to get a good quality one in a BPA, non-BPA line can. And make sure it's a full fat coconut milk so it's really fatty and rich. And if you're lucky and that part, you know, when coconut milk, it kind of solidifies up here, it's easy to measure that. And you can just put a spoonful of that coconut solid into the pan first and then let it melt in and saute it for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then finish it with the rest of the coconut milk. And the reason why we do this is so that more of the coconut fat separates and actually helps to saute these vegetables a little more. Okay, so this is not quite solidified, so I'm just going to spoon it in. So you can see it's a little, I think it's just a little warm in here. So I'm just going to add a few spoonfuls, and so I did a little extra just because if I had, if it was solidified, it'd be easy to get that big chunk. Okay, we're going to add that in and just let it bubble. And see how it bubbles? Now, if it was solidified completely, it would bubble like that and melt and look just like what you see here. Okay, so now let's add our other ingredient. We're going to add some cremini mushrooms. You can also use white button mushrooms, or if you have some fancier mushrooms, add them in. Now, if you cooked any the night before, I would wait a little bit before you add these because they'll get a little too overcooked. So like say you did cook some mushrooms, then add them toward the end, okay? Kind of right around the time we'll add the turkey. But I didn't cook these, so I'm just gonna add them now. Okay. Okay, so now it's gonna get really interesting. Things are gonna come up pretty fast. Now we're going to bring in some of our curry paste, and I'm using a yellow curry paste. Again, I don't work for them, but Thai Kitchen's really good quality. Another one that I really like is this one that was recommended by my Thai cooking chef. It's called Maeploy, M-A-E-P-L-O-Y. Forgive the pronunciation. I'm not really sure, but it's a yellow curry paste. Comes from Thailand, and she has actually been to the facility where they make this, and she totally vouches for it. So I believe in her because she does understand the whole just the reason for choosing the best quality food, using full fat organic coconut milk, sea salt, and all of that. So I really trust her. So now we're going to add the paste in there. We're just going to mash the paste all the way through the vegetables. So let me get that going. And then if it seems a little dry, this is where we add our coconut milk. So you see I'm just going to mash it in and cook that paste for a few minutes. And again, this is like 5 minutes of mashing it through and getting those ingredients to cook through. So let's do it over here and mash it in. All right. Okay, now we're going to add the rest of our coconut milk. Actually, before I do that, I have another vegetable, so I'm going to add some cauliflower, and then we'll add the coconut milk. So if this was it for your veggies, and that would be fine, because we're also going to add the turkey, and then we already have the roasted yams, then you could just stop here and then add the roasted yams. But I have some cauliflower. I wanted to make this really, a lot of veggies and real healthy veggies to add, and really make this different from yesterday's dinner. Okay, so here comes the cauliflower. It goes right in. And you can see it, the more I stir it, the more that paste kind of stains the cauli. add a little more over here. Add the last there. Okay. All right, so you see how the color kind of just stains the cauliflower? Once you have it really coated like that, then we'll add the coconut milk. So I'm going to add the coconut milk now. Full can of coconut milk. That's all you need. Then we're going to add another one to the other pot I have here. So if you don't see that one overhead, you know I'm doing it, right? So I've got my second pot. All right, that looks good. Okay. And now sometimes you kind of have to eyeball volume. So I have an extra can of coconut milk just in case I need more. But again, you know, I've made more than what the recipe I'm attaching allows for, just because I've got one person who doesn't want any turkey. They want vegetarian, and another family that wants the turkey. So let's get that going. All right, so next. Now we're going to add the other vegetables, and these were some leftover yams and delicata squash and the Japanese white yam. So the Japanese white yam, it does kind of oxidize a little bit after it's been cooked and sat overnight. Don't be afraid of it. It's totally tasty. This is what happens with vegetables sometimes. But that orange color, look at the orange color and the delicata. It looks so pretty. Okay, so we're going to add it to the other pot. Go right in. Okay. So now I'm going to just fold this through with the spoon. All right, and now we're going to do the next. Okay, so right now both of these are the same. I'm looking at it, and of course they need broth, so leftover turkey stock. So if you have leftover turkey stock, or if you were making turkey soup as your first leftover, so you made some turkey stock with the leftover turkey bones, then you can do that. Or if you have some chicken bone stock, you know, we have a video for that, so you can watch and learn how to make that. You make the chicken bone stock with chicken the same as you would the turkey, same concept. So I'm going to add this into it, and because we used, you know, chicken feed and the backs and everything, this is a very gelatinous stock. So it's coming, I don't even know if you can see that, but can you see that this is really gelatinous? I mean, check that out. Okay, now that is just gold. That's gold. It's so good for your bones, your connective tissue. So this is a really healing soup now. We're going from flavor to super healing. I'm gonna add that all in here. That's the perfect amount for this batch over here. And I'm gonna add the second one to the next. So here it goes, all the way in. Okay. All right. Okay, so now this is really about time now. So we've got the curry in here, the bone stock, the coconut milk. So I'm gonna let this cook for about 10 minutes. Seriously, I'm gonna bring up the heat, let it cook for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna flavor it with a few specific flavoring ingredients that are specific to Thai food. So those are the fish sauce, lime juice, and then to bring up the heat, a little secret, some palm sugar. So if you don't feel like it has enough spice in it, kick it up with palm sugar. You can also use a little bit of chili, and I found these, they're called cherry bomb chilies, and they're a different shape than your Thai chili, but I hear they're pretty spicy. And so you can sliver these, cut these in little slivers, and then put it on the top. And on the top of the soup also, we're going to add some cilantro and some green onions. And if you can find kaffir lime leaves while you're cooking the soup, this curry actually, then add the kaffir lime leaves to the pot, and that will bring in that beautiful, it's a very unique flavor. It's very floral, very limey, of course, but it's a very unique flavor that and aroma that comes through when you can find your kaffir lime leaf. Today I just couldn't find it It's not always available in the States, but every time I do, I always get it and freeze it. That way, if I ever want to make a curry, I can get those leaves and use them. But today we're going to do without, and really, when I don't always have the ingredients I need, I always think, great teaching moment, because you can substitute and make little adjustments along the way, and you can still make great food. So once this cooks up, once the cauliflower is tender, fork tender, we're going to fold in the turkey in one of them and the cannellini beans in the other. And then, so I will be back in a little bit. This will take about, like I said, 10, maybe 15, we'll see. I'm going to bring up the heat and we'll check back again in a minute. So if you want to see more videos from us, click on the button and it's somewhere around either down this way or that way.
Yeah, there's always more, so join us.
Subscribe. We'll see you soon.